Good morning. Hi, hi, hi. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry for the yawn. I just finished a new pattern. I'll show you to you on here. How pretty is that? So I just worked on it all morning, but I kind of forgot to take some pictures along the way, so it might be a little bit of a more simple pattern, maybe. But I find that I finished it. I started it last night, and so I'll go back today and add some pictures. Thank you. I'll show it again because I don't think that Meg saw it. The colors are so nice. Normally I do really bright, colorful, like bright colors, but I thought soft colors for a soft message, right? Okay, so today we're going to do an actual proper satin stitch. Okay, so there's already another little free tip for you. If you make a bunch of holes like this and you have the hole marks there, you can just take your needle even on the eye side and go down, because remember our weave of our fabric is going straight down and straight over. So you can kind of scrub it like this and then scrub it like that and the hole will disappear. So ta-da! So today we're going to do an actual proper satin stitch here. And I'm going to show you how to angle your satin stitches in towards the center so you don't have just a straight across parallel lined satin stitch. Yeah. So by angling your threads like this, kind of all pointing towards the center here, you can create a more like dynamic looking flower. So I'm going to do one color, and if you want to, you can add another color with some kind of just like lines coming up from the bottom. That's for later if you really want to. Let's pick a color. So I have a feeling that I chose a light pink for this. Yeah, I did. Okay. Shall I just grab one? I'll just grab one. Okay, so I just chose this one. Just a nice, light, soft pink. And we're going to use all 6 strands because it is quite a big, large space. If you want to make a softer, more gentle look, like more delicate, then you can use 3 strands if you really feel like it, but you really don't have to. 6 should be fine. And the last thing that we're going to do is add those lines like I told you. So the easiest way to follow a satin stitch and to make it really nice and tidy is to make these lines actually on your fabric and on your flower, kind of like we did over here, but these you're really going to follow a little bit more closely. So we'll do one down the middle. Yeah, and you can already see that this side is not as full as that side, but that's okay. Do one down the middle here, and this is kind of where you can see how severe you want your threads to be. So you don't want them to go and connect to this line here, but we could do like right here because you want to have some space to fill in all of these little, all of these stitches, yeah? There's more space at the top than there is at the bottom. So if you have a really small amount of space, it's going to be really, really difficult to continually put your needle through there. So I'm going to make mine kind of like that. And then hopefully mirror that on this side. Yeah. And then we'll add a couple more lines. So I like doing one in the middle here, like the lowest point. And then if you really want to, you can add even more. And this kind of shows you how you really have a lot of space on the outside edge and not so much space on the inside edge, which is here where the leaves are. So some of your stitches will go all the way from the top all the way to the bottom. So a full stitch, the full length of the flower. And others will only come to about here. And I call it tucking them in, but you don't really tuck them under. You know, you think of tucking, you think of like tucking them under, but actually, because we have such a big space out here and not so much space here, by putting a couple only like 3/4 of the way down, or I don't know, 5/6 of the way down, you're gonna kind of create an illusion that there's a lot more stitches at the top than there are at the bottom. So let's get started. Again, I'm doing all 6 strands. If you want a more delicate look, of course, you can do 3. Hi, George. Of course, you can do 3, but you'll have more stitches than I will, so keep that in mind. So the first one I'm going to do straight from the middle here, all the way down the length. Yeah? Hi. Now the next one, we're not going to go all the way down because you can see there's more space at the top here, almost like a triangle. And at the bottom, there's not very much space. And you want them to be close, but not so close that they're going to be overlapping a lot. Okay? So we're just going to go about almost all the way. Now, the other thing that you need to watch out with satin stitch is that because satin stitch, normally you go from the top to the bottom, or left to right, meaning that you always will come up on one side and go down on the other. But the problem with that is that if you make these very tight, your fabric, hi Sarah, your fabric will actually start to pucker, and I don't think I can show you with this one. Maybe if I just pull it tight, you'll see it. All of these stitches will start to pull the fabric towards each other, and you'll have almost like a bump on either side, and it doesn't look nice at all. So what you want to do is just lay them on there like this and not pull too hard. So I'm going to go for the next one up at the top. Now, of course, there's a thread saver method where you can kind of, instead of going all the way to the top, you can kind of start at the bottom again. And I'll show that in a minute. So do you see how we've kind of made an illusion that there's 3 stitches up here, but down here there's only 2, and that's because we've made one of them not go down as far. Now, obviously it won't work if it only goes down to here, because you'll see all of that space there. So you want to get them around this area, almost all the way down, but not quite. And if you've got questions, then just let me know, and I will answer. Yeah? Now, there's no like there's no like pattern that you can do, like one all the way down, tuck one all the way down, tuck one. It won't work. I know that's exactly what I've done here so far, but you'll get to a point where you'll run out of space in some kind of way. So there's 1/2 of the middle petal done. So I tend to just keep going, but I do the middle first. So if I ever have any kind of flower, well, I say thing because you can do it like this for leaves as well, but if I ever have any kind of, like for this leaf, I'll do it. I always do the middle first because then I can go to this end and then to that end. Whereas if I keep going, then I run the risk of, by the time I get to the very end of it, they could all be really wonky. So I'm going to go to the middle and then work my way over so that they meet together. And there's no outline for this one, so go slowly and have a think about all of your lines. If you're using the Pilot Heat Erasable Frixion pen, then if the lines show a little bit, then that's okay, because you're going to erase it later anyways. But if you're using a pencil, you want to go over those lines entirely. So I'm actually coming up on the line. If you've got just a pencil, then make sure you go over that line a little bit, because you're not going to be able to erase that little bit that's showing. I do tend to use Satin Stitch quite a bit. I know some people really hate it, like really hate it. And other people, they don't care which way, you know? If they have to do it, then they'll do it, and if not, then they won't. And I know some people who love it and use it all the time. But I think the more shapes that you fill in that are oddly shaped, you know, the better you'll get. Hi. Yeah, so Meg said depends on how many strands. So do you have a certain amount of strands that you like and a certain amount of strands where you're like, nope, not for me? So now I'm just going to go back and do the other side. I'm going to try and save thread on this side by coming up closer to where I went down every time. And by that, I mean I went down here. So instead of coming down here again, yeah, I'm going to go right next to it. Ooh, Meg says no more than 3 for her. So if you look at Meg's hoop, if she shows it, then you can, maybe you'll be able to see what less strands look like. So there we go, the other half. And I'm going to go and do the middle of this one and then do half and half, the half and then the other half. So an update on my cold. I've just got congestion today and a plugged nose. So maybe it's just a cold. No sore throat, no coughing. I'll have to teach David so that if I, like have to go to hospital, then he can like do the rest of the stitch along with you. I'm funny. That would be really entertaining because he's not good at stitching at all. Definitely a cold sounds the same as me. Yeah, I'm just a little bit like bugged up, Bogged up, bugged up. Okay, so I'm going to flip it over and after this one stitch, and I'll show you, and you'll be able to tell all of the places where I did the like thread saver, where I came up next to where I just went down, and the regular way, which is to come up the same way each time. So you can kind of have a look. Come on. There you go. So only a couple times I did it, and all the rest of the times I went from the front to the back. So you are wasting a lot of thread with Satin Stitch, but it does look really nice when it's done. Aw, Meg said I've got Rosie stitching at the moment as well. Can't wait to see what hers looks like. Did she make a little design by herself? I'm just gonna grab this one because it's here. Now for the leaves, I've got to turn the heating down now that it's warming up a little bit because At 10 o'clock, the heating turns on, and then by like 10:20, I'm like, I'm hot. So for the leaves, for the flower, we put them all pointing in. Oh, the Stay Safe rainbow, that's so cute. I can't wait to see it. For these ones, they're going to be parallel, almost like the leaves for the flower that we did yesterday. So they're just going to be straight stitches. That's it. Now with these ones, make sure that you're not going too small on the edges, because then they'll turn into triangles really quickly. So you want to really follow the shape, that curved shape. And then we'll do some little straight stitches for those. And then we'll be done. Easy peasy today. Just really have a look at that shape. There you go. So that's probably as much as I do for that one, for that side, you know? Ooh, Susanna says, I think I will buy and stitch along. You should. But you know what? If anything, it's just a little bit of time to like not watch the news and not think about what's happening, honestly. I think that's why I've done another pattern. Started it last night because I just can't anymore with this, guys. So obviously this one should have gone a little bit farther because you can still see a little piece of white there. Yeah. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Like, just try your best, really. If in doubt, or if something gets not so neat and tidy, you can always outline it later. Someone says, how can I buy from India? So the pattern is in my Etsy shop. There's a link in my profile that you can go and click and it will take you there. And then you have to get all of the materials yourself. So you can choose how big you want it, you can choose what kind of fabric, you can choose all the different colors. There's no real color scheme or like, what's happening with this? See, this one's like a bit, behave yourself. Yeah, there's no like set color scheme, sorry. I was concentrating. Or anything like that. So you just choose whichever colors that make your heart sing and do those. You're welcome. And maybe one more? Maybe not. That little white piece is like really bothering me. If I put another one on, it'll look quite chunky though, I think. Not too bad. Okay, so there's that. Now, what I said before is if you wanted to add more details, you could always do, not this color, obviously, I'm just picking one, but you could always do some straight stitches that come from the bottom here where the leaf touches the flower and put them about 3/4 of the way up for each of the petals, and then do some shorter little stitches in there to kind of make it look like a sunbeam or something like that. You know, I'm going to keep it simple for mine because I know some people have never stitched before. I'm just looking for a scrap piece of yellow right now. Perfect. So again, all of these are all 6 strands. me tie this off first because apparently I didn't do that. Okay, and we're gonna go almost through the same hole. Can you see that? We're just gonna make a little T at the top. You can do the pistil stitch if you want to, and I'll show that on the other side. It just makes, instead of making a line, like a T at the top, it makes a little, like a French knot at the top. So I won't finish it, but you go like a French knot and you can wrap it 2 times and you put it down like that. And it makes like a little line with a dot there. Yeah? So you grab your needle at the top like this, and you wrap it once, and you wrap it twice, and you hold on to it loosely, and shimmy that knot all the way down to the bottom. And then when you pull it through, it will like secure the knot on the very end. So you get like a long stick of thread. See? So you get a knot down there in that straight line. Or you can just do a straight T. Don't be sorry. Someone said, sorry, I'm late to the party. Jamie T says, ooh, I didn't know that stitch. Yeah, the pistil stitch, I think it's called. But they're quite good for like the middles of flowers because they literally look like the middle of a flower. Pistil stitch. I think it's Pistil. I think. But yeah. Do you want me to do it again on this one? And then you can have a look. I can just add it to these ones if you want. Do you want to see it again? Okay. I'm just splitting these threads because the 6 strands will be way too big for this one. Oh, shut up. Just play the music. We're trying to chill. I'm just knotting the back part. Okay, so you have to come up from close to the flower. Okay, let me zoom out actually so you can see both my hands. So just like a French knot, you're gonna hold the thread in your left hand. If you're left-handed, then you'll do the other way. I should try that actually, see if I can. You're gonna put your needle on the top, and you can wrap it 1 time for a really small knot, or 2 times for a medium, or 3 times for a large. So I'm gonna do 2 because it's like in the middle, you know? So you go like this, and you wrap it once, and then you wrap it twice, and you don't wanna pull too tight. You want it to be a little bit loose, and then you go out a ways from your flower. Yeah, still holding on to this. And you're gonna shimmy that knot so that it goes flush to the very base of your fabric. Do you see? So the knot is not up on the needle. It's like down very close to the fabric. And you're just gonna push it through like this. Still holding on, don't let go until it's almost finished. And that's what you get. So I'll do it one more time so you can see. Yeah, should I try left-handed? I've never tried it left-handed. Okay. Oh my God, this feels so weird. And you put it down like that, and you pull it. So there you go. That's what it would look like for a left-handed person. Just impressing myself every day. All right, so don't forget that you do need to tie a knot on the end of those, or else the knot won't actually stay because it's just wrapped around. So you can do as many of those stitches in a row, but when you're finished, make sure that you do a knot, because otherwise they'll kind of be really loose and floaty. That last one needs to be really tacked down. Okay, that is it from me. I'll put this video up on YouTube immediately after this so that everyone can see if they missed the regular one. I thought those were farther apart in color, to be fair, but they're pretty much almost the exact same color. That's really annoying. I hope you have a lovely, lovely day, and I'll talk with you tomorrow. Okay? Bye.